Hi everybody, it's Rachel Smith, the Business Grower, and welcome to this very short video I've put together to outline what you can expect on the Q&A session that I'm running here in this community on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I want to start getting you thinking about your money story and your money situation and your money questions by reading you a short story. Ta-da! So this is from Paul McKenna, and it's a very short story, and I just want you to bear with me as I read it to you because it's got a really powerful message in there. And if before you never thought that you had any money blocks or money stories going on that were impacting negatively on your business, I just want you to listen to this and then answer some questions that I've got for you. Imagine you woke up one day in a land populated almost entirely by giants. At first, you would no doubt be terrified, and the deafening roar of loud voices and the uncomfortable sinking feeling when you fell would stick with you for a lifetime. After a time, you would realize that many of the giants seemed friendly and that one giant in particular was taking particular interest in your safety and well-being. Then imagine one day, for no reason whatsoever, the giant you had learned to trust completely yelled at you, threatened you, even hit you. How could you ever feel safe again in this land of giants? There must be some laws of the land or rules that you could learn to survive. One day you meet some other little people. They appear to be like you, and in their company you instantly feel more secure. Some of them claim to know the laws of the land and share these with you. Combined with insight you've gained from observing the giants, and listening to them teach you in their booming, godlike voices, you begin to figure out what you need to do and not to do to stay safe. Do as you're told. It's easier to get along if you go along. Don't cry, don't fight, study hard, get a job, do as you're told, get married. Have children to support you in your old age, do as you're told. The list grows as your once tiny body grows larger. And then one day you wake up and there is a tiny little creature staring up at you. She has awakened in a land of giants, and because you love her, you begin to teach her everything you learned about how to survive in this land of giants. And so the cycle continues. I've read that story so many times, it still makes me want to cry. But the essence is this, is so much of what we believe, so much of what we do, so much of what we think and believe are those messages that have been passed on to us by our educators, from our carers. And as I've explored this area with more and more people, it's fascinating when you start from this point of looking at what was your earliest money experience. In some instances, that can have been a really positive experience. It means that that person has got some really good kind of understandings and beliefs and foundations around money, which are really positive and allow the money to flow into their business without very much effort. But for many of us, myself included, that this is quite enlightening, looking at that very question of, what was your first experience with money? And then you can see how that translates through your life, and certainly through the point of you being and becoming a business owner. So to get you thinking about whether or not you've got any questions for me tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'd like you to think about what was your education around money and how is that impacting on you now? And I'd love to know if that was a positive experience or not such a positive experience. And come and ask me your questions about, what can you do about ensuring that if you are now this giant in the land of giants and you've got other small giants around you, what can you do to ensure that your lessons that you pass on are perhaps more positive than the lessons that you learned from your carers and educators? Okay, until 2 o'clock on Wednesday, bye for now.